LegacyMaker, the All Sports Network, presents a SIRTOBA Media production where the struggle is real to be awesome.
5, 4, 3, 2.
The wait is over.
Let's get this thing started.
Get your popcorn ready. It's time for the In or Out sports debate with your hosts, Robb Johnson and Druw Willingham.
Hello, everyone. We are live. Welcome to episode 9 of the In or Out debate. I am Druw Willingham along with Robb Johnson. Robb, how are you doing today?
Terrific.
That's awesome. We've got a great episode here ready for you guys, and we're ready to get started with round 1.
Round 1.
Hunter Renfrow will have more catches than Davante Adams next season. Robb, are you in or out on one?
I'm in. Now, the reason that I'm in is because Hunter Renfrow last year had 103 catches for 1,030 yards, 9 touchdowns. Adams had 123 catches for 1,553 yards and 11 touchdowns. Davante Adams, outside of Aaron Rodgers in the 8 games, has 47 catches, 531, 4 touchdowns. The reason I feel so strongly about this, ladies and gentlemen, is that basically I feel that Hunter Renfrow is going to be in the slot. He's not going to see the double teams. Davante Adams is going to be a big target, especially in that AFC West, which is such a terrific conference. Not conference. The conference is awesome, but that division is just it's killer right now. So I believe they're going to give him a lot of attention. Hunter Renfrow might catch 105, 110, maybe 115 balls next year, and that's not a bad thing if you're the Raiders.
Sorry about that. I was muted. I'm in on this as well for the reasons for he's going to a new team. He's got to get adapted to this chemistry with Davante Adams that I'm saying. Hunter Renfrow's been with Derek Carr for quite some years. Even though Davante Adams played with Derek Carr in college, it's been quite some time. He didn't have the chemistry that he's built up for all these seasons with Aaron Rodgers. It's going to be a little different. It's going to be a different coaching scheme he's going to be playing in, a different scheme altogether with a new team. I'm in on the fact that Hunter Renfrow has more catches. However, I think Davante Adams is to have more touchdowns because they're going to utilize him in the red zone more.
Definitely. And, touchdowns are the most important, but those yards are good for your first downs, etc. So I believe that either way, this will be a dynamic duo, and you still have Darren Waller. So, I mean, you have an embarrassment of riches if you're the Las Vegas Raiders.
With that, let's go to round 2.
Round 2.
This will be Joel Embiid's last contract in Philadelphia. Robb, are you in or out on this?
I am definitely in on this. And the reason I say that is because, Druw, basically, Joel Embiid is owed, I believe it's $54 million in the last year of his contract, $228,300. He's going to be 32, 33 years old. And, with his injury history, with everything that has gone wrong with his body, this latest injury, if you're the Philadelphia 76ers, you're not going to pay that. You're not going to pay him more money unless he is doing such great things at that point you can't get rid of him. Shaquille O'Neal, around 31, 32, 33 years old, went to the Miami Heat. Wasn't the same player. He, I believe, averaged 20 points a game one season, but was never the player he was before in Orlando or in LA. So as you get older, especially as a big man, I don't care how much science changes. I don't care how much you train your body, you're going to break down. And he's already breaking down as we speak. And let's not kid ourselves, folks. An orbital injury twice now, I believe, and a concussion is not good for anybody, and it wears you down, physically and emotionally, all that stuff. Because trust me, when you get a concussion, you get an orbital injury like that, it'll mess with your psyche. It definitely will. So, Joel Embiid is going to break down, I feel like, as the years go on. So, another team may give him a huge contract in his 30s, but I believe the Philadelphia 76ers would be a lot smarter, especially with Daryl Morey at the helm as GM.
I have to agree with this. I'm in on this as well. Like Rob said, he's still got quite some time on his contract. He's 28 years old right now. By the time we get to the end of his contract, he's going to be 33 years old. And with all the injuries and stuff that have accumulated, especially with what's going on right now in the playoffs, you got to think about that value going deep into the playoffs. You just traded for James Harden, all the big flash that came back with that. You've got to look at everything that you've got in front of you, and if he's going to be a piece that can carry you through multiple championships by that point within the next 5-year span, which I don't believe that's going to be the case, you got to look at possibly moving him and getting something for him before the contract even ends, if that's potentially allowed within the contract that he has.
Yeah. Let me see. I believe that this summer that he has and I want to be sure about this, he has the ability to be traded this upcoming offseason. But they're not going to do that because nobody's going to take on that contract, especially, like I said, with his injury history. To me, he still has some growing up to do, so it factors into a lot of things. So, but he's a great player. But you gotta be really cognizant and mindful of giving players too much money, especially as they get into their 30s, because, like I said, even though science is advancing, it feels like these players are breaking down faster.
It definitely does.
Yeah.
Unless you're Tom Brady and you're having cucumber ice cream or whatever you're doing to still stay in your prime in your mid-40s, but that's not usually the case with basketball, as we've seen with LeBron James been breaking down over the past couple of years too, and showing that age is definitely affecting him now.
But
he's still on top of his game. For LeBron, he's still better than. Oh yeah, I mean LeBron's still better than the majority of the league at his current shape. I'm just saying we've been seeing that he's been breaking down, that he's not going to be able to be like Tom Brady playing in his mid-40s.
Missing games, things like that. I mean, we can still say LeBron James, even at 40, is probably still worth $100 million. But when you have a guy that big who's dealt with the injuries that Joel Embiid has dealt with, then you have another problem on your hands.
Most definitely. And with that said, let's go to round 3.
Round 3.
Orioles should draft 18-year-old outfielder Druw Jones in this upcoming draft. Rob, are you in or out on this?
I'm in. And the reason I say I'm in, Drew, is I look at some other, don't get me wrong, I looked at some other prospects, the top 5, Elijah Green, Tamar Johnson, Jackson Holliday, who's the son of Matt Holliday, and Brooks Lee. Brooks Lee is a shortstop. Jackson Holliday is a shortstop. Tamar Johnson is a second baseman. Elijah Green is an outfielder, and Druw Jones is an outfielder. Now, I will say this, Drew. Elijah Green has power, man. Have you seen any of his videos? Any of Elijah Green's? Man,
yes.
Let me tell you something. He reminds me of who was the Phillies? He's a right-hander, but they're all.
Talking about Ryan Howard. Talking about Ryan Howard from back in the day.
He reminds me of Ryan Howard.
The sound of the ball coming off the bat. Yeah.
Yes. He reminds me of Ryan Howard because he has like that power. I'm gonna tell you what it reminds me of. He kind of reminds me of Ryan Howard because he has that. He's thick and he has that power, but he looks like he has the smooth swing of a Gary Sheffield. You know what I'm saying? But I think that whoever gets him is going to be just absolutely just the fan base is just going to be entrenched in what he can do. However, Druw Jones, man, you want to talk about a guy that can not only pitch, his pitching ability is amazing, but his ability to hit. There's a viral video of fans calling him overrated. He smashed that 92-mile-an-hour fastball, just smashed it right over the wall. the Orioles right now, Druw, are just an abysmal franchise. We need Baltimore to be better in baseball because Baltimore is one of the rich traditional franchises in MLB history. You think about Cal Ripken, you think about their rivalries with the Yankees, their rivalries with everybody in their division, just how historic that ballpark is. I think a guy like Druw Jones could bring some credibility to that franchise, even after he goes through some years of minor league ball, etc. Bring him up and let him excite the fan base because for an outfielder, I think that he could be very good. If he's anything like his old man, then he'll have a really good career. And hopefully for the Orioles, if they pick him number one, he can exceed his father's playing career and really bring some greatness to that franchise.
I know you're going to overreact on this one, but I'm out.
Get the f*** out of here!
You know the biggest reason why I'm out is because he's already committed to Vanderbilt. I don't think he's going to go pro right now, even though he's doing really well in high school. I feel like he's going to go to Vanderbilt and go at least through 1 year of college potentially. His father's already made money. Like it's not like he needs to go pro to get money. He's already comes from a pretty decent background. He's probably not like overly spoiled or anything, so he appreciates where he comes from. But maybe he wants to get an education. Maybe he wants to play college ball and go to the College World Series and experience what that life is about. Experience what being a kid still going into, not really being a kid, but being a young adult in the college life. Maybe that's been, pressed upon him as he's been growing older. I don't think he's going to go straight to pros, man. I have a feeling that since he's committed to Vanderbilt, he's going to go to Vanderbilt. And what's the point of drafting him now? Because it's not like the NFL. You can get drafted by a team and then you go play in the USFL, like potentially what can happen now 40 years later, like was going on 40 years ago, and your rights are still owned like a Jim Kelly where he played in the USFL but then had to go play for the Bills because they drafted him. It's not like that in the MLB. If you go to college, then that draft pick's wasted, and you could have used that on somebody else. I feel like he's going to go to Vanderbilt. I don't see any point of him doing any otherwise.
Well, Druw, the only thing I can say is maybe he's trying to avoid Baltimore because if you look right now, the Reds, the way they're projected, will probably have the number one pick next year. So, I mean, if you think about it, you could probably go to the NL Central and you don't have to really worry about the Yankees, Red Sox, or Blue Jays. You could go to Cincinnati and, you could fire up that fan base. So that could be something. Definitely. Hey, Druw.
Yo.
Can you hear me? Hey, before we go on, I just wanted to say something real quick. I know we're talking about baseball. We're about to get into a football topic, but really quick for the audience out there. Oh, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, speaking of being excited, do you see that link right there? My name is Robb Johnson, of course, and I am the man when it comes to sports, but I also am the man when it comes to nutrition, the perfect water, and the excess energy drink. It gives you all you need for all day. You don't have to worry about crashing. You don't have to worry about having to take a second one or drink a second one. All you need is one. The Empower Water makes you feel good. It hydrates you. I recommend it. So if you guys go to the link right there, or you can just listen to me say it to you, www.amway.com/myshop/Robb Johnson. You will get the best in hydration. Now, let me say this. My products are all natural. But my breaking news for everyone is that DeAndre Hopkins has been suspended 6 games for PEDs. That wasn't too natural.
With that said, let's go to round 4.
Round 4.
Teams will regret passing over Nakobe Dean in this year's NFL draft. Robb, are you in or out of this?
I'm so freaking in, I could jump through this screen. Hey, Druw, what round did he go in? 3rd round, right?
Mm-hmm.
Man, as I'm watching the draft, right, I'm in the 1st round. I'm in the 2nd round. Then I get to the 3rd round, I'm like, so you're telling me a guy like Nakobe Dean, 5'11", 225, smart, intelligent guy. I don't think people understand, Druw, that you have to be just an intellect to play that linebacker position. It's not like most other positions where you can just be like, a meathead and just, get on the line or whatever. No, like the quarterback, the center, and your linebacker, your Mike linebacker, they've got to make calls. They can make calls about if the offense is making adjustments, if they're going to the run game, if they're going to the pass game, if they're audibling here or there, etc. Nakobe Dean falling to the Philadelphia Eagles is just a joke. I mean, an embarrassment of riches. You get Davis in the first round, who is his running mate from Georgia. You get Carson Strong as an undrafted free agent, who I feel like will eventually surpass Jalen Hurts as a starting quarterback. You have, and most importantly, Nakobe Dean, man. This guy is London Fletcher personified. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. I know that's a name a lot of you haven't heard in a while. Druw, I know you know that name. London Fletcher. This is just the GMs are gonna look back in about 5 to 10 years and say, damn, we messed up.
Rob, with this, I'm
Get the f*** out of here!
You know why I'm out? Liar, liar, pants on fire. This guy slipped to the third round because he lied. He could fess up for the fact that he had a pec muscle injury.
Hold on.
He was dealing with a leg injury.
No. You shut your mouth right there, Druw Willingham. You shut your damn mouth. Let me tell you something right now. I'm getting sick and tired of these. You know what? College football. I hate to interrupt you, Druw, but you can't have it both ways, college football fans and administrators. You can't have it both ways. We complain because these college kids say we don't want to play in the ball game because we might hurt ourselves, and you call them this and you call them that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, guess what? This man played through a pectoral injury the whole freaking year. He got his team to the national championship, a team that had not won a national championship since 1980. He was instrumental in them winning the national championship, and you guys want to penalize him for that? Bogus, completely bogus.
He lied. He still lied. He lied. He lied.
Druw, I'm telling you right now. Druw,
I'm out.
Get the f*** out of here!
Sorry, I had to do it again. I'm out because you lied. All you got to do is say, Coach, I'm hurt. I got to come out. Your pec is falling off. Your pec is falling off, Rob. You can just shove it up into your shoulder pads. You got to be real, Coach. Hey, man, I cannot play because you're sacrificing potentially not just millions of dollars, but your future in the game.
72 tackles and 6 sacks with a messed up pec.
I'd rather have you for a decade doing that than to get through one damn game. That's my point. Like if you can't say, Coach, get me out of here, let the next man up, let's get this game, like, because I got a torn pec, or at least let me go get checked out first. You get checked out on the sidelines. If they say torn, like, dude, you need to come out of the game, then you come out of the game. But he didn't even get checked out, Rob.
So you know something, Druw? You know something? I don't want to hear from you from football purists anymore about old school football is dead. Because guess what? If you want to do things like this to a great player like Nakobe Dean, I don't want to hear anything else. I don't want to hear anything about the old school. And guess what? Yeah, we are soft now. You know why? Because, yes, you got pitchers going out there throwing 75 pitches, getting knocked out the game with no hitters coming. You got guys putting their career. This guy put his whole career on the line because he loves the game. But guess what?
Rob, you got to protect your investment, though. You have to. You got to protect your investment.
But you guys out there, I'm not saying you, Druw. I'm not saying you, but I'm saying you college fans, you overbearing sports media out there who's not as good as me and Druw are. You have to make up your mind. Which one do you want? Do you want these guys to play through injury? Do you want them to play through injury, or do you want them to sell the bowl game so they can make more money? Which one do you want?
My point is this. My point is this. I saw this firsthand yesterday, and I saw this firsthand yesterday. It wasn't football, but it was in a different sport. It was in baseball. Someone fell, got hurt, basically hurt shoulder and was a pitcher and continued to throw afterwards, potentially worse. If you would have came out of the game, maybe it might not have been as bad. In this case with the pec, if you would have came out, maybe you wouldn't be starting the year on a disabled list. He might have.
And I get that. And I get that. But
when you buy a car, do you want to start over? Do you want to start over when you start it? Like from A to B. This guy can't get you
their minds up
right now.
Do they want a tough guy? Do they want an old school football player? Or they want guys
I want a smart player. I want a smart player who's going to tell me when he's hurt so that way I can save him for the next decade.
Smart player? Have you checked the man's records? He's like one of the smartest players coming out of Georgia in a long time. It has nothing to do with this. He loves the game. And what I'm saying is, you're talking about he lied. There are plenty of players who lie. There are plenty of players who go in these interviews and lie. Hey, have you ever smoked weed before? No, I haven't. You ever drank before? No, I'm a saint. No, here's the thing. He loves football. And here's the thing. And I'm going to leave it at this, Drew. And this is all I'm going to say. The Philadelphia Eagles got themselves a player. The Philadelphia Eagles got themselves somebody who was going to be there for a very long time. This pick of Nakobe Dean. The Dallas Cowboys had a chance to get him, but they passed over because they do Dallas Cowboys things. So did Washington. So did the Giants. But check this out: the Eagles are positioning themselves with physical players like this to be great. The Philadelphia Eagles are now the best team in the NFC East. And you Cowboys fans get mad at me. I don't care. They're the best team right now in the NFC East. Not only do you have Jalen Hurts, not only do you have the receivers, you have defense now. You have a defensive line that is menacing. You have a linebacker core that can be menacing and an improving secondary. So I don't want to hear all this other stuff. He lied. Guess what? Sometimes, just like Malik Willis, like I didn't want him in the first round, sometimes falling to the third or fourth round is great. Because guess what? You become the underdog. Just like we're about to talk about a topic in a second about underdogs. You are the underdog. And guess what? Now, he can take out all his fury on everybody in the NFL. And Nakobe Dean will, mark my words, will be a Pro Bowl player. I have nothing else to say on this damn topic.
With that being said, let's take it to the final round.
Final round.
Well, I guess I already kind of gave it away by clicking the wrong one first. Team USA has a shot at winning the World Cup this November. Rob, are you in or out on this?
What did you give away? I'm out.
Get the f*** out of here!
I accidentally clicked the graphic before we started.
So, I mean, we all know they ain't in the damn World Cup. The reason we came up with this topic is we want to get people excited. They haven't been there since 2014. So this is the thing. America, remember I gave the tease of the underdogs. Remember I gave you that tease. Well, according to this website, America is the underdogs. They are plus 6,600 to win the World Cup. If you don't know what that means they got a chance in hell. Anyway. So this is what we can see, right? This team, the reason this team is, we brought this topic, guys, because soccer/football is a very impressive sport. I love soccer. I know we got fans of soccer on the network. I know there are a lot of soccer fans out there. But according to this report, I'll read out to you guys. The tournament is leaning on a group of young players, which America has a lot of young players. They're exciting players. The United States last had their youth movement back in 2002. So the biggest thing is that with America right now, what you're trying to do is you're trying to position yourself. You're trying to get some of the momentum against some of the better players and talents in the world. Right now, the odds-on favorite is France. France won the World Cup last time. You also have Brazil. Brazil is the odds-on favorite, but France is also plus 550. They're defending champions. If you're America, Drew, what you're trying to do is you're trying to dig a little bit. Dig. Just like with the Landon Donovan teams. You are trying to establish yourself, not for 2022, not for 2020, but for 2026 and 2030. That's what you're trying to establish. You're trying to get your team enough experience, especially outside of the World Cup, to play against international competition, to see how you stack up. Like, this is just a litmus test for this team to get better. So I believe that come 2026, this team will be a lot better and compete more. But as far as saying that they have, it's a miracle they're going to do. No, there's no way. I mean, I got a better chance of dropping 50 pounds in the next week, But no, they ain't got a chance.
Well, it's time to get moving, my man, because I'm in.
Oh my God. What is wrong with you?
I'm in because
What's wrong with you?
I'm in because
What's
this
wrong
is
with you?
I'm in because
No,
they
you're not in.
they
You're not in. Drew,
they
I swear to God. Drew, I swear to God, nobody in Brazil or France better be hearing this crap right now. I'm telling you, your email, my God, man, we might get blocked.
We're not going to get canceled because of this, I promise. But they're in. They're in.
America's going to win the World Cup. Are you crazy?
I didn't say that they're going to. I said they have a shot. That's what Tommy says. They have a shot at winning. It doesn't say they're going to win.
What are you talking about?
It says they have a shot at winning the World Cup. I'm saying they have a shot. Everybody has a shot. It's the youngest team. They're going to be like the youngest team ever in the World Cup for America. I mean, they're going to have a whole lot more energy than the old school guys before them. They're going to be able to outrun them. Cardio, man, younger. So that's why I'll give them a shot at potentially making the Final Four. A shot at winning. That's still a shot to get to the last few in the cup. That's a shot.
Hey, check this out.
Shot in the dark, Ozzy Osbourne.
Okay, listen. You know what has the worst odds to win?
Who?
New Zealand at plus 75,000. Hey, that's a lot better. Hey, at least we were at plus 6,600. New Zealand. hey, New Zealand, what's up? What your odds? Plus 75,000. Nah, they ain't got a chance in hell. But seriously though, why are you in on this? You're pissing me off, dude. Like,
dude, I just said they're the youngest team in the history of Team USA. They're going to outrun them. They're literally going to outrun them. They're literally cross country is mixed in soccer because all you do is run and kick a ball. You kick the ball and you run.
No. Hell no. I'm not going to let you get away with that crap. I was going to take a drink of my perfect water, but I'm not going to do that right now. What I'm going to do is tell you this. You're talking about all you do is kick the ball and run. No. There you go. www.amway.com/Robb Johnson. Get some. Anyway, and the energy drink. Anyway, back to you, damn it. You tell me all you gotta do is run the ball and kick the ball. Are you kidding me, Drew? Are you seriously kidding me? Do you know how much goes into soccer? Techniques. You have to have adjustments. I cover soccer for a local high school, which New Kent High School. Check them out, by the way. Anyway,
you're talking about it like it's hockey and cross country mixed together with kicking a ball.
You know what, Drew? I'm going to tell you something. I hope some soccer players see this, and I hope they meet you at wherever you go, the grocery store.
You're wishing harm on your boy right now? What are you talking about?
Come at you full force because you are disrespecting the game of football, a game that is a traditional love of the world. The world loves football. And for you to come out of your mouth and say that America has a shot at what? Of going onto the field? What, they got a shot of getting breakfast in the morning at their hotel? Like, what the hell are you talking about? You know what, Drew? I'm glad I brought this topic up because you, sir, have offended the world. You know what? In fact, this is a national incident. You have caused a national incident, sir. You have caused this a national incident. Sir, you are now the most wanted man in soccer world. They want you. They you know what? We might put your ass on Capitol Hill. On Capitol Hill. Make sure you bring some of my drinks, energy drinks, water. But make sure you're drinking that while they're terrorizing you on Capitol Hill, okay? Okay.
Well, before I get slaughtered, get sent out to die, or whatever Rob's talking about, let's go to the bonus round. WrestleMania Backlash will be a nightmare. Hopefully it's not as bad of a nightmare as what Rob just described for me and soccer world. Rob, are you in or out on this topic for WrestleMania Backlash being a nightmare?
Don't antagonize me, damn it. I'm out.
Get the f*** out of here!
Guys, I get so sick and tired of people talking about WWE. Listen, every time we expect WWE to suck really bad, they don't. But let me just say this though. Let me say this. They gotta find a new show, because if this show does end up sucking, hey Drew, I want to see your face when I say this. I really want to see your face when I say this. If this show does end up sucking, Drew, we're gonna make a meme. We're gonna put if this show sucks, we're gonna make a special topic for this next week, and we're gonna call it WrestleMania Backwash, because this is what this is. If this show sucks, we're gonna call it Backwash, because we're seeing the same matches. And to your point, and let me get serious for a second, guys. Drew said something to me before the show that made so much sense. He said that, man, we wanted to see the RK Bro match against RK Bro against the Usos to unify the titles. Well, there are rumors now that they might not want to unify the titles. And I said, if you're going to unify the titles, or if you're not going to do that, then why still have the two belts on Roman Reigns? What they could do, Drew, is make a match where you have Drew McIntyre win the WWE title, not the Universal title, but the WWE title, so it's broken off, into two. So that way he pins a Uso, and he doesn't have to pin Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns' undefeated streak can continue over the last 3 years, and Drew McIntyre can hold the title that was taken from him during the whole COVID thing. So I think it's going to be a decent show. Besides Ronda Rousey and the Charlotte Flair just catastrophe, I think it's going to be a pretty decent show. But the pay-per-view after is probably going to suck, because every time you expect a good pay-per-view, it sucks. So remember WrestleMania? We thought WrestleMania was going to suck. It ended up being very good. So hopefully this WWE Backlash turns to a very good show, and we don't have to call it Backwash.
I'm in. And
The
reason why I'm in is because, dude, they already said in a storyline right after WrestleMania, Roman Reigns was sending the Usos to go unify the titles with RK Bro. Now, all of a sudden, you're just going to have a 6-man tag match. And when you first were advertising WrestleMania Backlash, you had Brock Lesnar on the cover. So Brock Lesnar was on the cover with Roman Reigns. What happened to Brock? Where's he at? Did he get hurt during that match or something? Because we haven't heard anything from him since the actual match happened. I feel like this is going to suck. The best part is going to be and we already said it in last week's episode about Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair. Are they overdoing it pretty much? And we agreed. So we already have that. We already have the downfall of the 6 months.
Drew, how old are you?
I'm too old because I've been watching this for too damn long. I'm as old as you are.
Like 30. Were you like 30? You're like your 30s, right?
35.
35, right? Cool. How long have you've gone to a few events, right, in your lifetime? You've gone to a few wrestling events, sporting events, right? And you were talking about the advertising, right? I got a few words for you. You know what I got to say to you, Drew? Card is subject to change. The card is subject to change. What is wrong with you, Drew? Talking about, they said this, they said that. Well, I remember one time I went to In Your House, and after the Stone Cold and the Undertaker match, guess what happened? They had the tag team match between the Road Warriors and I can't remember the team they faced, but it was for the tag team titles after In Your House went off. Because sometimes, Drew, the card is subject to change. Things change, Drew. Come on now. You know this. You know crap is changing. You know things are always changing up. You know this. You know that Vince is always changing his mind. But I know one thing that's not going to change is you saying the U.S. is going to win the freaking World Cup. My God. Man, get out. You still got me mad about that, dude. Come on, man. Like Drew, what is wrong with you today, man? What is like cards, are subject to change? The United States is going to win? You talking about Nakobe Dean? Yeah, like Drew, I'm not.
Well, it looks like
today. You know what?
Looks like Rob wants to get this in for the final word. So Rob's final word, it sounds like he's going to be talking about. He's disappointed with what I have to say for today.
No, well, the final word is hope everybody has a great day. I don't have anything. I'm sorry. I don't know. Because really, because Drew has said such erroneous, just unbelievably upsetting things today that make absolutely no sense. And guys, when Druw ends up on Capitol Hill for just the worst take ever, that the United States have a chance in the World Cup. Oh man, Druw, you know what? I just Druw, I might not be back for like 6 months. You know what? I might go on a sabbatical.
Rob's going on a sabbatical potentially because he needs to wait until we get to the World Cup to see what is going on. My final word is going to be that I felt like my takes were pretty solid today. We go to the WrestleMania Backlash.
Boom!
I'm in. It's a nightmare. The WrestleMania Backlash is going to be a nightmare. I feel like, they have a shot because everybody has a shot. If you get past the first round, you still have a shot. So, hey, you got a shot. Sorry, Rob. Didn't say that they were going to definitely win, but they have a shot. Everybody has a shot. My bad. The Orioles, with drafting Druw Jones, I feel like they should wait because he's committed to Vanderbilt. Let the guy out in the College World Series. If you're so great, let's see if you can help a college team win the College World Series. Talked about Joel Embiid and, the Raiders today. I felt like it was a pretty good take, pretty solid all the way around. That's
no, you ain't slick. You're not slick, Druw. I know what you want. I know exactly what you want. You want Druw Jones to go to college and screw up as far as his play and look very bad. You want him to fall to the Braves, don't you? You want that, don't you? You want that, don't you? You want him to go to the Braves. You want him to fall to the Braves now, don't you? I know you do. Come on, Druw. Admit it.
Well, the Braves could get him without having to go through waiting for him to be bad. They can always trade up and get that pick. You can trade picks in baseball like you do other sports. They could trade for that whatever number one overall pick that he'll be. I'm saying if he's so great, go to college for a year or two, win a College World Series. You'll still go to the worst team or whatever who gets the number one overall pick. And if the Braves want him so bad, the Braves will trade for him.
Druw Jones, a man who hit a 92-mile-an-hour fastball on camera, as they were calling him, overrated. A man who's pitching the ball like it's nothing. How dare you? And
I believe it when I see it. When I see the radar gun say 95, then I'll believe it.
Your take on Nakobe Dean was asinine. You know what? I'm done.
With all the excitement, with the final word, everything we had a pretty exciting show today. We had some fireworks going down, and the one thing that is for sure, we have a pretty badass outro.